one example of the small scale industries that develop the women's and that show the creativity of the women. Over here we can see one example of Punjab where they are promoting the efforts of the women. One shop is there which is called as Phulkari. Over here PSIEC Limited, it is helping the women's to show their creativity and skillful artists in Punjab, where they sell their handicrafts and they are having their showrooms which sells the, and it is having a full chain of emporia which sells the articles and all the different handicrafts which is made by the women of Punjab. Now over here we can see that they are selling those articles and the handicrafts into the Amritsar, Ludhiana, Jalandhar, Patiala, Chandigarh and many other different cities which they are promoting the efforts of the women. Next is export oriented small scale industries. We are going to see the export information related to the small scale industries. Now over here we can see that into the small scale industries we are seeing that overall 45% to 50% of the Indian exports are coming from these small scale industries. There is a high growth rate into this. Secondly, now we will see that steps in setting up small scale industries. What are the different steps? So into the preliminary stage you have to first do the environment scanning, then after you have to get the idea that you have to see what kind of business you want to do. Next is deciding organizational structure, who all will be involved into the organization. Next is the project appraisal, and last is selection of location and site. You have to select a particular location or the site where you will be doing the manufacturing or producing the goods and services. Next is the implementation stage. Over here we are going to see that how you can do the implementation of the ideas which you have generated for the production. First of all you have to get the license, and then after you can start with your production and the manufacturing processes. Arrangement of finance, that is you have to deal with the banks, you have to see for the funds so that you can decide that how much investments you have to make. Next is power and water connection, power supply and water supply for doing the production. Next is the recruitment of personnel and the training. Next, raw material procurement, marketing, profit generation, how you are going to market your products. Next is role of government for promoting small scale industries, what role they are playing, that is the reservation policy. They are reserving a particular section into the schedule ABC. They are reserving the items which have to be produced by the small scale industries and cottage industries only. Those items cannot be produced by the private or the public sector. Then after they provide the concessions on the excise duties. Next, sales tax exemption is provided for the products. Supply of raw materials, they help in getting the raw materials. Financial assistance is also provided by the government. Next is industrial estate marketing assistance, SIDBI and purchase assistance, that is all type of assistance related to the purchase, supply of the raw materials, marketing, all such types of assistance is provided by the government of India. Next is over here we can see that there are so many different policies which has been given for the small scale industries: 1948, 56, 77, 91, 2001 to 2, 2004 to 5. Up till now these different industrial policies and different IPRs has been given by the government. Next is reservation policy. Total 836 items were reserved for the small scale industries to produce the goods in 1989, but out of 836, 39 items were de-reserved, and ultimately now we are having just 298 items which stand for the reservation of the small scale industries and cottage industries. Next is we are going to see the contribution of commercial banks in promoting the services of the small scale industries. Which banks are involved in providing the financial assistance? That is over here we can see SBI, Bank of India, the Punjab National Bank, United Bank of India, Syndicate Bank and the Canara Bank. These are the different banks which provide the assistance for the promotional measures which has to be taken for the small scale industries and cottage industries. Next is steps taken by commercial banks to improve the flow of credit to small business. The credit assistance which is provided, loan up to rupees 5 lakhs has been granted for the small scale units by RBI in the year 2000, and then after later in 2002 the limit has been increased to rupees 15 lakhs. Next is they have also given 417 special assistance which has to be operated by the 2006 year, and it is for the financial assistance of small scale industries. Next is RBI has issued some guidelines and the assistance into the 2002 so that some rates can be reduced for the small scale industries, and it has also advised to give soft loan so that which can be helpful in promoting the women's of the villages. Next is over here we can see the different institutions which promote the small scale industries. Over here NSIC, SIDO, SIDBI, then after small SISI, that is Small Industries Service Institute, and SIDC and TCOs, Technical Consultant Organization. These are some of the different institutes and the financial assistance which is provided for the small scale industries development. Next is what are the advantages, that is employment generation. They give the meets the demand of the market, share in the national income, social advantages, make use of industrial waste, regional disparity, it reduces the regional disparity, export promotion, mobilization of resources. Next is what problems they are facing, that is faulty planning, they don't plan in a better way, poor project implementation. As per the planning, the implementation is not done with the poor management because they lack into the managerial skills, inadequate finance problems related to the banks, labor problems, external problems related to the location, they do not select the proper location. Then they have the power problems, that is inadequacy into the electricity and the water supply, market problems related to the raw materials, and the government policies which hampers the development of the small scale industries. Thank you.